Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who join us, we do a little bit of everything on this channel: DIY, automotive, pinball, machining, side-by-sides, you name it, we do it. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we have found the culprits to what was causing the leaks in my house. So, let's get it. So for those of you just now seeing this and haven't seen the previous video, Monday night, we ended up having an issue with a leak in the house. Stop. And found out after we got to digging into it, it was not just one issue. There was actually 4 that we've got to talk about. Now, we started building this house just right at 6 years ago, and we moved in just under 5 years ago. We finally moved in, and I had hired one of the best plumbers around. Still has really good reviews, and I don't foresee this being their issue. About 2.5 years ago, we had a leak downstairs in our laundry room. Now, what that leak ended up being a split fitting, and we just, at the time, I just kind of chalked it up as that was really, it was just a coincidence. Something happened to that one fitting that it had split, and it was a reducer at the time is what it was, and I just assumed that was it. And okay, we got it fixed, no issue. Plumber came out, fixed it, didn't charge me anything. Now, granted, I had to, I ended up myself taking the cabinets out, because I'd actually put those in that was in the laundry room. I'd taken those out and cut the wall out at that point, and I let him do the fixing on it, and I put everything back. But now we fast forward to what happened on Monday. Now, Monday, my wife has kind of been saying that the bathroom in our guest bathroom has smelled like wet. And I really didn't think nothing of it. And until I went to the guest bedroom and then noticed there is more of this white stuff coming through the floor in a few faint places. And, decided to moisture test at that point. And yes, it was wet. So needless to say, I dug into the wall, ripping out the sheetrock and the trim, and to figure out what was going on. And well, that's where I stumbled upon these, and I've got them cut out right now. These are the pieces that came out, and this one you can see is actually, I have put this piece on here and I put this end cap on here because the fittings in question is this one and this one, and then on this one it was these two. And I'll show you some close-ups here in just a second, and we'll cut to the video outside. There's one. There's 2. Now, I'm not even going to hook this piece up because these are so dang obvious that these are cracked as well. So there's no point in doing that. So now that we have officially 4 fittings in the same wall that have split. Now, let me also go back and say that this wall is an interior wall, along with the one that's in the laundry room is an interior wall, so it's not an exterior wall. This one happens to be, these 4 fittings happen to be all the way on the other side of the house versus the ones that the laundry room that's on this side. And yeah, I don't know. It's not a good feeling when you have 4 fittings in the same wall split, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling that it's 5 fittings now in 5 years, and at this rate we're 1 fitting a year. So what's going to be next? That's my big concern. And I don't know. I mean, these are, I'll just say the name. I mean, they're Charlotte brand fittings. That's what this is. This is Charlotte brand tubing. And the tubing doesn't seem to be the issue. It's weird splits. I mean, like this one is split. It doesn't quite go all the way even down. The same thing on the end. It doesn't look like it even comes all the way to the edge there. And then this one definitely is split. Looks like towards to the end at this point. And this was the same way. And I just don't know. I don't know. I don't understand it. And this was not just cold water or hot water. This is actually a mix of one of these was on hot water, one of these was on cold water. People have mentioned, why not copper and things of that nature? And I'll be honest. I mean, I didn't price copper, but I know most people down here, especially now, most people are using PEX. And this plumber is still using CPVC, which I don't know. I mean, he's has a very good reputation. Um, I just don't know, and I don't think this is an issue that they would have caused with these splits, but I do feel like there's definitely something going on here, somewhere along the lines. I mean, we're on a well, and I think it operates. I want to say it's between like 50 and 70. I have to go back and double check, but um, it's definitely not more than 80. I know that for a fact, but I'm almost positive between 50 and 70. But um, I don't know. This is not. It's not a good feeling. It's just not a good feeling that this has happened. So I, I'm always open to suggestions. I'm at this point still trying to figure out what to do with this thing. I mean, the plumber's coming out to get it reran right through there. I'm not closing that wall in for a little while because I'm still trying to dry it out. Reality is, I just don't know if going back with what we have there now is the right answer because, I mean, how do you have this many failures at one point? I mean, this has to be a bad batch of fittings, but that brings the whole point of where's the next failure going to be at, and when am I going to see it, or if I'm going to see it, or is it going to be, uh, how long is it going to take me to find it? So it's very concerning, and I don't know. I'm going to keep you guys updated and posted. I'll let you know what we kind of find out. I say find out. We know what I know what the problems are now. The fittings are failing, but I don't know why for sure. And I don't know my next course of action aside from at least getting the bathroom up and operational at this point. Um, but I don't know what to do next. Honestly, I don't know if I should do something different or what. Um, it's not a cheap fix, no matter how you look at it. I mean, of course, I can fix this relatively reasonable. Um, I could replumb it myself if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. I don't know, just don't want to do that. I feel like I'm gonna let them do it because I want, you know, I don't know. I guess maybe a little bit of self assurance. If something happens again, it's kind of back on them. But at the same time, it's like, man, um, I'm still got to pay for the sheetrock bill. Well, even if I do it myself, I mean, I still got sheetrock involved. I still got time involved. I still got paint involved. Putting the trim back down, hoping I get the floor dried out. Which at this point seems to be working. I think it's okay at this point. I've been checking. I kind of keep a moisture meter on it, and it's not drying. The floor is still really wet there. It seems to be, but I think what it's doing is it's pulling the moisture out. So I think it's working. Definitely the area that was affected is definitely drying out. I'm just hoping I can get underneath the floor and get that moisture pulled out. Um, I've left it kind of open there, so I'm hoping it's going to pull moisture out. We'll see. I'm going to give it a while. I'm not in a rush to necessarily get it back up and going, but I definitely need to get it back up and operational. At least the bathroom portion. That guest bedroom doesn't get used very often, so yeah, I don't know. Leave me some comments and thoughts on what you guys would do in this situation. I've already seen a few from the other video, running copper, going back with PEX, and I think that the honest truth is all of them have issues. Some issues, but I don't know. This one's really especially bothered me. So when you have 4 fittings fail at one time. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Just want to give you guys an update, but stay tuned for more. That's gonna do it for this one. We'll catch you next time.